We'll now move on to our second speaker, Sholeh Zamini. Diane, in her speech, started by taking the national report as a point of departure, the federal assertions made by Iran in this national report submitted in the framework of the UPR. What is in the report, what is not in the report, what is misportrayed in the report. And that's, I think, basically the same exercise that Sholeh will do, but this time with regard to women's rights. So Sholeh, you have the floor.
Thank you. I will begin with what is reality, what are reports that we come here. The reality in Iran on the issue of women is totally different than what is written here, making a very nice, great build of the picture of the Iranian women's laws that go on Iranian women's, the improvement that have been done during the last years, the laws that has been changed to make the things better for Iranian women. And the reality is that the gender inequality index is 0.5. So that means that Iran is the rank 190 in between 157 countries. So, and although the Human Development Country Index is very high in Iran, that is 75 out of 187, and that's what you can read here in this report. About the gender inequality index or about gender-related development index is not spoken here. Iran has the 0.847. That means by gender-related development index, Iran has the rank 128 from 148 countries. And the same goes for gender-related development index. We would rather have maybe from some of the missions here, the suggestion to Iran or recommendation to Iran to improve it concretely. For example, the gender-related development index from 0.2 over 0.9 or from gender inequality index to less than 0.45. So that means that when Iran becomes recommendations, improve the situation of women, and then we will have such reports telling, I have improved it really, but then the numbers say something else. What's happening in the society is that, for example, I've heard from many women traveling back from Iran telling that even the number of women drivers are getting less in the streets. So you see less women driving cars in streets of Tehran. Although this was not the case before, many women were driving their cars. Why such thing happens? Or why the possibility why which context of events happens that acid attacks to women happens in Isfahan because and then many people are arrested because they say that this happened after people began talking about having proper bail and these things happen, and then in Isfahan we hear that women are not in streets anymore. They just don't come in streets, they don't walk in the streets, they don't go driving, they don't go to their jobs in the last weeks or to schools or universities. They are afraid of what happens to them in the streets because the situation is getting worse and worse. These things don't show that the situation is getting better for women. So I just go to the report itself right now. I don't know if you have them in front of you on your computers. There are some hard copies there, printed copies there. By the very first page, second page, it goes to the policies, new laws and mechanisms, general policies, and then it is said that the general policies of the Fifth Development Plan including paragraph 12 on the need to fulfill the legal and religious rights of women. And then one reads this, you can't find the English part of the law that was made afterward on these policies. These general policies were ordered through the, this is coming from the real title of the person who has ordered them to the President Ahmadinejad before. His Eminence Ayatollah Khamenei, the Grand Leader of the Islamic Revolution, ordered and gave these general policies of the Fifth Development Plan to President Ahmadinejad. It begins like this. And then the paragraph 12 is on strengthening the institution of family and the position of women therein. So women are defined when it goes to family, and they are not defined as human beings, extra human beings, but in regard of family. And then it goes on in social spheres and fulfilling the rights of women under Sharia law in all fields. So these are this is the paragraph 12 of this Fifth Development Plan. And then the law that was made upon this plan was made through Ahmadinejad administration, and it is still enforced until 19th of March 2016. So the only articles that go on women, this law has 230 articles. At the very bottom of it, you will see some articles written about women's situation, and one of them goes to empowerment of women who are head of the families and the head of household. And then the other ones goes to making a kind of development plan of action on the issue of women, which if you go through that plan of action, you will see that you can't find anything on improvement of situation of women, education of women, and such things, but more on how women could work on chastity, how the vow goes on, how the Islamic education goes on, and how women inside the family can have better families, better children. So the inside of these laws, you know, I can go on that again, and also how they can work from inside the house, not in workplaces, but how can they have more possibilities to work at home, online, or something like that. And then, of course, it goes to the helping people, women who don't have guardians. So that is still also there. And also how to make kinds of organizations, that these organizations help deep leaves of Islam go to the families. So these are what are in this Article 12 of that is written in the Fifth Development Plan on the Iran. There are, if you go further down and search for the word women, gender, and so on, you will see the new criminal procedure law, questioning of women and children to be conducted by female court officers. So this is one of the new laws that happen in Iran, but then this makes, because there are so little number of women officers in the courts, that women have to wait more to come to court so that the case be examined. On the administration of justice in this report, you will find out that it is written that women, I will read the exact word, in all stages of prosecution, including detection, investigation, and implementation of sentences, irrespective of race, religion, gender, or ethnicity. Diane just spoke about how different religions, for example, Baha'is, are behaved in courts and everywhere. The same goes for women. The laws are different. The laws for women are different than that of men. For example, the laws, the regulation on violent chastity doesn't exist at all for men. It is for women. So women have different laws regarding their inheritance. It's the same for women. On the right to development, it's written that they have expanded social services and advanced women education and health. I mean, we have talked a lot about education of women, how there are quotas, negative quotas that make women less than the number that they are now in the universities. And there are also different articles of law, for example, if it goes to development of women, how can they develop if they don't have a job? Any man upon law in Iran can prevent his wife to seek employment in jobs unsuitable for family honor or status, or the new laws on employment is like that. This is already the law in Iran, that married men with children are the first one who are employed, then married men without children, and then women with children. The employment of single women is possible in absence of the people before this. That means married men with children and married men without children. So how can you develop the situation of women if they don't become jobs in the society? And then it speaks about the improvement of the health situation in Iran, but we all know that since 2012, women have been denied the access to free birth control. That means that during in last years there were some health clinics that distributed free condoms, free possibilities for family planning. They are all closed. So there was also one sentence here speaking about HIV. Very poor families don't have access to condoms, and free distribution is stopped because of the new laws on increasing the population in Iran. So the possibility of becoming such disease such as HIV is increasing now in Iran. So we might have an increase in the numbers in the next years. On the poverty reduction, which it is written, there was also how can you reduce poverty if you deny jobs to women, if you don't give them jobs. And then it was written one sentence on establishment of women and children shelters. The shelters are not what we know as women's shelters when they are confronted violence, but these are the shelters for homeless people. So the same thing is happening here. There are no shelters for women who has undergone violence during their stays at home. They have no place to go, and most of the times the families send them back to the same house that they have experienced domestic violence. So there was one sentence on formulation of a draft bill on protection of women against violence, which is still a draft bill since 2011, so there is no criminalizing violence against women in Iran still. And I suppose I've talked more than my time. So I suppose there are lots of such examples that you can find in this report, that the best side of this laws are shown here, and not every aspect of the situation of women in Iran is written in this report. So I think that if Iran really wants to change something regarding the situation of women in Iran, it is really important to give real reports on the situation of women and just not making up a kind of corp and offer it here as a young body or something like that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sholeh, for all these points and for showing the gap indeed existing between the assertions made in the national report and the actual situation.